Welcome back to the deep dive. We are doing something a little different today. Usually we are, unpacking history or diving into some complex tech trend.
Or psychological study.
Exactly. But today we are looking under the hood of the tool we use for all of that, which is the English language itself.
It's a bit meta, isn't it? Using language to analyze language.
It is. And honestly, when I first saw the topic, the gerund, I had this flashback to middle school grammar drills. Filling in blanks. It felt so dry.
I get that.
But then I started reading our source material, this really comprehensive guide on usage, and I realized this isn't about rules, it's about how we package reality.
That is a fantastic way to put it, because when you listen to native speakers, the ones who sound really smooth and confident, they aren't just stringing verbs together. They're manipulating concepts.
And the gerund is the tool for that, for turning an action into a concept.
It's the primary tool.
Yeah. So our mission today is to take this really technical sounding term, the gerund, and show you what it really is. A secret weapon for fluency. If you feel like your English is correct, but maybe a little choppy.
A little robotic.
This could be the missing link.
I'd argue it almost certainly is. The gerund is the bridge between just translating word for word and actually speaking in ideas.
Okay, so let's start at ground zero, the definition. The text gives us a very specific formula. A gerund is a verb ending in "luth," but, and this is the twist, it functions as a noun.
Right, and that's where the headache starts for most people, because you see "ik," and your brain immediately screams continuous tense, action and progress.
I am running. She is eating, that kind of thing.
Exactly. But the gerund is fundamentally different. And to get it, we need to stop thinking about time and start thinking about, packaging.
Packaging. Okay, walk me through that.
Think about the sentence I am reading. That's a movie. It's happening right now. You can see me with the book. My eyes are moving. It's dynamic.
Got it. The movie is playing.
Now, think about reading is important. The movie isn't playing. I've taken that whole activity, put it in a box, and slapped a label on it. Reading. I'm not doing it. I'm talking about the box.
Ah, that is a crucial distinction. So we're turning it into a static object, a thing.
Precisely. You're nominalizing it. And if you don't make that mental shift, you'll always feel like there's a ghost action happening. But there isn't. Swimming is good for you. Nobody's getting wet. We're just discussing the concept of swimming.
And the source material points out that understanding this, that the activity has become a thing, is what lets you move it around the sentence, specifically to put it right at the very beginning.
Yes, using the gerund as the subject. This is a huge, huge marker of fluency.
The text gives examples like, walking is good exercise, or learning languages takes time. A beginner might be tempted to say, to walk is good exercise.
And technically, that's not wrong, not exactly. Maybe if you were writing a poem in the 18th century.
To err is human, to forgive divine.
That's the one. It's poetic, it's formal. But in modern conversational English, it just sounds a bit robotic.
It sounds like you're reading from a manual.
Right. To learn languages takes time. It creates distance. But learning languages takes time. That's punchy. It's direct. It establishes the topic right away.
It also feels more universal, maybe.
That's the psychology part you mentioned. When you use a gerund as a subject, you're often making a broad philosophical statement. You're not talking about your walk to the store. You're talking about the concept of walking. Checking emails is exhausting.
Oh, I feel that one deeply.
Right. But notice you said checking emails is exhausting, not it is exhausting to check emails. You made the activity the main character of the sentence. That's a power move.
So if you want to sound more confident, stop starting sentences with "it is" and start with the activity itself.
100%.
Okay, so that's the subject. Now let's get into the minefield. The source material has a section on prepositions that is, well, it's pretty strict.
This is what I call the preposition rule. And honestly, this should be a relief for learners. English is usually full of exceptions, but here, the rule is incredibly consistent.
The rule being, if a verb follows a preposition, it must be a gerund.
It must. No exceptions. If you have words like in, on, at, for, about, and you want to put an action after them, you have to package it first. You have to use the ing form.
Let's use some examples from the text to make this concrete. She is good at cooking.
Right. You just can't say she is good at cook.
Why, though? I mean, I know it sounds wrong, but what's the logic?
The logic is that prepositions are designed to connect nouns. You are at the bank. You were on the table. Bank and table are nouns. They're things. So if you want to use an action word like cook, you have to force it to wear a noun costume. You make it cooking.
That makes perfect sense. So the preposition demands a thing, and the gerund is the thing you give it.
Exactly. Thank you for helping. Not thank you for help. Or he's interested in learning.
Not interested in learn, and they talked about moving.
Once you hear that pattern, you can't unhear it. It's just rhythm. Preposition. Boom.
But there's a villain in this story. A word that causes so much confusion.
The word to.
To is so tricky because it has a double life. Most of the time, we see it as part of the infinitive. I want to go. I need to sleep.
In those cases, to is just a marker. It's part of the verb.
But sometimes to is a preposition. It's a directional arrow. And if it's a preposition,
And the rule applies. A gerund must follow it. This is what I call the to trap.
the source gives that classic example. I look forward to meeting you.
I see this mistake all the time. I look forward to meet you. It sounds so close, but it clunks.
So how do we know which to it is? Is there a test?
There is. It's a really simple one. Try to replace the action with a simple noun. Let's use the weekend.
Okay, let's try it. I want to the weekend.
Nope. Makes no sense. So want takes the infinitive. I want to go.
Okay, I look forward to the weekend.
Works perfectly. So that means this to is a bridge to a noun, which means if you use a verb, it has to be a gerund. I look forward to meeting you.
That is a game changer. What about, I am used to?
Let's try the test. I am used to the noise.
That works.
It works. So I am used to waking up early, not used to wake up.
That one little trick, that's the fluency hack right there. If you can swap it for the weekend, use gerund.
It saves so much mental energy.
Okay, moving on to the nuance section. This is where it gets a little more philosophical. The source mentions that some verbs can take either the gerund or the infinitive, but the meaning shifts.
Right. And sometimes that shift is tiny, but sometimes it changes the entire reality of what you're saying.
Let's start with a subtle one, like, as in, I like reading versus I like to read.
In most conversations, honestly, nobody's going to care. But if you want to be really precise, I like reading. Frames it as a general hobby. It's part of your identity. Reading is a thing I enjoy.
And I like to read.
That tends to point more to a specific habit or preference. I like to read before bed. It's more about the action itself.
So gerund equals concept, and infinitive equals action or routine.
Roughly, yeah. But let's look at the verb where this distinction is. Well, it's critical. The verb stop.
Oh, this one is so important. The difference between stop smoking and stop to smoke.
This is where grammar actually changes the physics of the scene. Stop smoking. Here, smoking is the gerund. It's the object. You are stopping the activity itself. You are quitting.
I stopped smoking last year.
Exactly. Now, I stopped to smoke. Here we have the infinitive of purpose. It means I stopped what I was doing, like walking or driving, in order to have a cigarette.
So you are actually starting to smoke.
Precisely. One means quitting, the other means starting. If you tell a stressed out friend, hey, you should really stop to smoke, you are encouraging them to take a cigarette break.
Whereas you should stop smoking is health advice.
It's a massive difference. And it all just comes down to whether the action is the object or the purpose.
It's amazing how much meaning is packed into those three little letters, M.
It changes everything.
I want to touch on what the source calls fixed expressions. I feel like these are fluency shortcuts. You don't analyze them, you use them.
I love these. They're like little prepackaged phrases. And in these phrases, the gerund is the glue that holds them together.
The big one being, it's worth.
Yes, it's worth trying. It's worth seeing. You will never, ever hear a native speaker say, it is worth to try.
It hits the ear wrong.
It creates friction.
Yeah.
It's worth trying. Is smooth. It flows.
What about there's no point?
Same thing. There's no point arguing or there's no point waiting.
And the emotional one, I can't help.
I can't help smiling. I can't help worrying. This one is so useful because it expresses a lack of control, you know. It's reflexive. I can't help smiling. Sounds like you're sharing a real feeling. I can't help to smile. Just sounds like a translation.
And that's the goal, isn't it? Connection. When you use the correct form, the listener just relaxes. They don't have to spend energy decoding your sentence.
That is the very definition of fluency. Reducing the cognitive load for your listener. When you use the standard patterns, my brain processes it instantly. Break the pattern, and I have to stop and think about what you meant.
So we've covered a lot. The definition, the subject, the preposition rule, the stop distinction. If we had to boil it down for everyone listening, what are the top 3 red flags or mistakes to watch out for?
Okay, a quick safety check. the 3 biggest pitfalls. Number 1 is the enjoy class of verbs. There's a list. Enjoy, avoid, finish, suggest that they're allergic to the infinitive.
Allergic, I like that.
They just are. You never enjoy to swim. You enjoy swimming. You never finish to work. You finish working. If you're using one of those, your mental alarm should go off.
Okay, red flag number 2.
The preposition slip. We've talked about this a lot, but it's the most common error. In, on, at, for, about, off. See, one of those, the next verb is a gerund. Period.
And red flag number 3.
The stop swap. Just be so careful with this one. Are you ending the activity? Use the gerund. Stop talking. Are you pausing one thing to do something else? Use the infinitive. Stop to think.
Is there a simple mental image we can give people? Because gerund is a hard word to just remember.
I think we go back to your packaging idea or my box analogy. When you're speaking, just ask yourself, am I describing an action happening right now, like a movie? Or am I talking about the idea of the action, the box itself?
The box with the label on it.
Exactly. If I say swimming is fun, I'm talking about the box. If I say I'm good at swimming, I'm good at the stuff inside the box. If I say I enjoy swimming, I enjoy the box.
So if you can visualize the activity as an object you can discuss, use the gerund.
You got it. That's the secret.
It really is a mindset shift. It's moving from I do things to I discuss concepts.
And that is a sign of real maturity in language learning. You're not just reporting on your movements, you're analyzing your life.
Speaking of analyzing life, we always like to leave our listeners with a little challenge.
This is a fun one. I call it the Narrate Your Day Challenge.
Okay, how does it work?
Well, usually we think about our day in verbs, right? I need to brush my teeth. I have to drive to work. I have to answer emails. It's all a to-do list.
Right. It feels like a grind.
The challenge is to flip the script. Try to describe those same parts of your day, but use the gerund as the subject.
Okay, so instead of I need to drive to work.
Try. Driving to work is stressful. Or maybe driving to work gives me time to think.
Instead of I have to make coffee.
Making coffee is the best part of my morning.
It really changes the feeling, doesn't it? It feels less like a task list and more like an observation about your life.
It gives you a little distance. It makes you the philosopher of your own routine. And on a practical level, it forces your brain to practice that gerund as subject structure until it's automatic.
Practicing grammar is actually kind of fun.
Look at you. You're doing it.
I'm doing it, and it feels effortless.
That's the goal.
This has been a fascinating look into the nuts and bolts of how we speak. A great reminder that grammar isn't just about being correct. It's about having the right tools to say exactly what you mean.
Absolutely.
Right.
The gerund is a small tool, but it helps you build a very strong house.
Well, thank you for helping us build that house today.
Anytime. Keep packaging those concepts.
And thank you to everyone listening. We'll see you on the next Deep Dive.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you next time.